My childhood friend returned. After 15 years with the secret that broke me. Introduction: some people leave our lives quietly. Some return without warning. But the hardest moments are the ones where someone from our past walks back in, carrying a truth we were never prepared to face. This is one of those stories. A story about childhood, distance, time, and a secret buried for 15 long years. A story that begins with innocence and ends with a truth powerful enough to break a grown heart. Character: Daniel Harris. My childhood friend's name was Emily Carter, and when we were 12, she wasn't just a friend, she was half of my little universe. We lived 4 houses apart, shared snacks at school, raced bicycles on the empty Sunday road, and believed, with the confidence only children have, that we would never grow old or grow apart. She had this quiet way of smiling, not loud, not dramatic, just a small soft curve that made you feel like everything in the world was okay. But the world rarely stays okay. One summer afternoon, I woke up and her house was silent. The curtains were gone, the windows were shut. A for sale sign stood crookedly in the dry grass. Emily's family had vanished overnight. No goodbye, no explanation, no final moment at the door, no last walk, nothing. It felt like a piece of my childhood had been erased with one silent night. At 12, you don't understand how people disappear. You don't understand court orders or emergency relocations. You just understand loss. And I felt it deeply. For months I kept thinking she would come back. For years I believed she would at least write. But 15 years passed with no message, no sign, not even a rumor. Her disappearance became one of those memories life hides in the back of your mind. Something you think you've forgotten until something wakes it up again. For me, that moment came on a quiet Wednesday morning. I was sitting in a small downtown cafe going through work emails when the bell above the door rang. I didn't look up at first. But some moments pull your attention even before your mind catches up. There was a feeling, a strange familiar heaviness in the air. When I finally glanced up, the world froze. It was her. Older, yes. Her face carried stories I couldn't read yet. Her eyes held a tiredness I didn't recognize. But it was still Emily Carter, the same girl who once painted stars on my notebook, the same girl who vanished without a trace. She spotted me before I could react. "Daniel?" she said softly. Hearing my name in her voice again felt unreal. A forgotten memory suddenly awakened. "Emily?" I managed to whisper. She nodded, but her smile was small, almost fragile. We sat down across from each other, both pretending everything was normal. But nothing felt normal. Her hands trembled slightly when she touched her cup. She kept taking slow, careful breaths, like her heart was carrying weight. After a few minutes of surface-level conversation, I finally asked, "What happened to you? You just disappeared." Her eyes lowered immediately, filled with guilt I didn't understand. "Daniel, I didn't leave you," she whispered. "I was taken away." My breath caught. Emily kept staring at her fingers as she continued. My father. He wasn't the person people thought he was. There were things happening at home, bad things, things my mom tried to hide for years. That night something went wrong. The police got involved. We had to move. New city, new names, new life. We weren't allowed to tell anyone where we went. Not friends, not neighbors, not even you. She wiped her cheek quickly, embarrassed by her own tears. "All these years, I thought you hated me. I thought you believed I left without caring." Her words cracked something inside me. "Emily," I said quietly, "I waited for you every day, every summer, every birthday. I thought maybe you'd come back, or write, or something." Her eyes finally met mine, and I saw 15 years of regret inside them. But that wasn't the secret she came to tell. Emily reached into her bag and pulled out something wrapped in an old scarf. She placed it in front of me. When I unwrapped it, my heart dropped. It was our childhood notebook, the tomorrow book, the one we filled with dreams and plans and silly doodles, the one we believed would guide our future. "I kept it," she whispered, "all these years. It was the only piece of my old life I could save." My voice was gone. My throat tightened as I flipped through the pages, messy handwriting, little stars, drawings of the park we used to visit. Everything was there. Then I reached the last page. One small message was written in uneven 12-year-old handwriting. "If we ever meet again, tell Daniel I loved him. I just never got the chance." My stomach dropped, a shock so heavy I couldn't breathe. "Emily," I whispered. She looked down again. "I wrote that the night we left. I didn't know what love was then, but I knew you were the most important person in my world, and somehow, you still are." My heartbeat felt slow, heavy, painful. But she wasn't finished. "Daniel," she said softly, "there's a reason I came today. A reason I had to see you before someone else told you." Something in her voice changed. The way people speak when they're preparing you for pain. "I'm leaving again," she said. "This time for treatment. I've been diagnosed and it's serious." The cafe noise around us disappeared. All I could hear was my pulse. All I could feel was the ground shifting. "I didn't want to disappear from your life twice without telling you the truth," she said. "I needed you to know what you meant to me, what you still mean to me." There was nothing left to say, only the sound of two broken childhoods trying to reconnect across 15 years of silence. We talked until the sun began to fade. We laughed about things we barely remembered. We cried about things we never talked about. And when she finally stood up to leave, her smile was the same soft one I remembered, just shaped by more pain now. "Thank you for waiting, Daniel," she whispered, "even when you didn't know you were." Then she walked out, not vanishing like before, but leaving behind the truth she had carried for 15 years, a truth that broke me, not because it was painful, but because it came too late. Subscribe now, join the Bright World English Academy family, and let's start your English learning journey together.